I'd be contented to live anywhere. What would I care as long as you were there? Skies may not always be blue.
What you are saying is true.
But one thing is clear as can be.
We all agree.
This is a 5-year contract. You have 4 options. That's another word you don't like. That's part of this. So you'll be involved if you're successful, which I feel very strongly about, for additional years. And in between times, you can make pictures.
Oh, God. That isn't going to leave me very much time to be at home.
I also have this terrible fear that, you know, if I commit and say yes, what then if it's 10 times harder and more demanding than I'd ever imagined, and then I'll not be able to get out of it?
I could be happy with you.
Could be 1 year, it could be, you know, if it was successful, it could be a couple or 3 years or whatever. And that's kind of something we have to talk about.
Well, obviously, you're thinking about it. You haven't just said no, so it must have some appeal somewhere.
Well, yes, it does, and it doesn't, you know.
Well, maybe I ought to just play the devil's advocate and you know, let's weigh the issue. What appeals to you?
Well, I suppose the chance to do a lot of different things. In one way, it appeals a lot, and in another way, I'm really doubtful that I want to get into that kind of really hard work, you know?
It's hard work.
The thing that bothers me about it is family and you and how it will affect us and how, you know, whether you can manage with my being a kind of business lady. I haven't worked for, like, what, 3 years? And
Well,
just been
means,
a mum until then, you know.
It means also that you won't have as much time to write your books.
No, well, I'm hoping that, you know, I don't suppose, don't feel like I've got another one in me just yet, although I hope there will be others, but, you know, if I could just get Wang Doodle finished, that would be kind of something out of the way and done with, you know. It'll take a lot of correcting and editing. But mostly, you know, can the children manage? Are they old enough? What will it do to us?
Well, I don't think it's going to do anything to us in a negative sense, because I think that hopefully we're bright enough to handle that one way or another. If you think in terms of quality and not quantity, it can work out fine. It works out
in terms of time with the children?
Yeah, it works out great for Carol. She's got a routine life that gives her plenty of time with the kids.
Yes.
And allows her to feel very rewarded creatively.
Well, I think, you know, at the beginning it's going to be worse than it will be later on when we get into some kind of a routine.
Won't you, Charleston, with me?
Of course I will, you silly.
Won't you, Charleston, with me?
Just think what heaven it's going to be.
If you will, Charleston, Charleston, with me.
I could be happy with you.
When they get up onto the letters, but they'll go for the closing, with Alice coming in at the end, right?
That's right.
So,
Well, I think what you're asking for is somebody to make a decision.
Yes. I am, I guess.
Okay, do it.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
not always even a story. If you just...
Just did one.
Just something.
You know,
Pick something we like, let's do it.
I feel like doing something energetic, and just go into it.
Yeah.
No excuse or anything. Be great.
Or just do it, and at the end of it, a pause.
Thank you, I needed that.
I always wanted to do that.
Yes. Lovely. So don't even set it up before.
Right away.
Terrific.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, come out of commercial and just go berserk.
I mean, you're not in a book,
No.
so you don't have to explain it. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. I'm glad we put the little short jackets on, too, especially for you in an evening dress.
What's a nice girl like you doing in television?
What's the matter with television?
Nothing, except it's a lot of work.
Yes, it is. Yes. Blake and I were talking. It's not just my thinking only. In fact, we've done a lot of thinking and talking. 5 or 10 years from now, I'm not going to have the energy or the desire to do all the things I've always wanted to do in terms of work and all the songs I've always wanted to sing. And so I might as well go for bust now and try and enjoy it. And then maybe a few years from now, sit back and really relax and write the books I'd like to write and enjoy myself.
Just as long as we get onto the beach every weekend.
That's fine with me.
Relax.
Yeah. We're going to make a plan that weekends are going to be just for us and the family and that kind of thing.
But you've never been allergic to hard work. You started at a very tender age.
No, I'm not allergic to it. In fact, I'm inclined to be compulsive about it.
I always sweat like a horse.
Good, do it here, but not on stage.
On camera, right?
How about knees?
All right.
See, touching your chin to your knee. 1, and 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 7 to 5th.
Right from the last.
Burlington from. Oh.
Right, just from the vamps. I'm Burlington Bertie. I rise at 10:30. Then Buckingham Palace I beat. Sorry about that, but I goofed up on some lyrics earlier.
We goofed a couple things there too, Julie.
Well, why the heck didn't you tell me?
We thought there might be something useful in there.
I was flogging myself to death down here.
Sorry. We'll cut it earlier.
I mean,
We have some pieces that we can use in there. Don't worry about it.
I don't care how much they offer. I don't care how much it satisfies you in terms of being able to sing every week. It's not worth it. The strain is going to be enormous. You know, see what they have to say. And don't decide to do that until somebody who is going to run the show, somebody, you know, like a Nick Vanoff or somebody like that, who has the experience and who will understand your problems.
Really knows what they're talking about.
That's right.
Too. Yeah.
Can convince you that you can come up with something that at least is different enough to make it worthwhile.
Well, I think I'll talk to Nick.
You know, people keep asking me what's the concept of the show. You know, what's going to be different about the show, and who's going to be on it. And I find these questions kind of difficult and so simple to answer at the same time.
Well, go on. I'll be the one who's asking you. Who's going to be on my show?
Julie Andrews. That's the most important thing.
What's the concept?
Julie Andrews.
Oh, God.
Without Julie Andrews, we have no Julie Andrews hour.
Yeah. Yes, I know that, but then they're going to say, yes, but what else are you going to do?
Well, the thing is, what we're going to do is select material that shows you off to your best advantage.
And Julie and Carol again, singing and dancing, and then the Julie Andrews show is
Yeah, one career in about 5 seconds flat, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. And then I enter to stand beside myself.
Poppins comes in. I heard that. This will never do.
Oh, gosh. Why, it's the galloping governess herself. Just fly in your umbrella, or are you using a broom these days?
Wash your hands and face, girl. Don't forget your mouth.
What cheek? How about a spoonful of sugar to help me fist go right down?
Very well. If you won't disappear, we will. Come, Julie. So you're left alone. Eliza's left.
Yeah, I see.
She's mad.
Poppins has hijacked Julie. Hey, don't leave me here. Come back, I say, or I'm calling up Audrey Hepburn.
Poppins.
Listen, can I just say something? I'm not too sure about the Audrey Hepburn bit. Will it sound like sour grapes, even with the gags? I mean, I will have fun with it, and I don't, I don't want it to.
don't really think so.
Really? Well, what can she do? Oh, sorry. Well, what can she do for you that I can't? I taught her Cockney.
I taught her to fly.
I made her a star.
I won her an Oscar.
She's too old to play with dolls.
Ladies, please.
Snob.
Urchin.
Saucy little baggage.
Baggy little sausage.
Old maid. I'm going to have to brush up on my Poppins, because I've kind of forgotten.
Now, magic time.
Ta-da!
Oh.
Tennis spells on.
All their symphonies split.
Oh, it does!
Yes.
Idiot, I didn't even see it for a second.
No, the dancers are inside here as well.
And we've got smoke coming out of it.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Great.
You know, inside here, you cannot touch this.
Right.
I see.
When it's controlled,
Right.
it'll come up. Yeah. That's it.
It's so comfortable, that's the good thing. It is nice.
Leave it.
Oh,
I want this.
beautiful.
Yeah, see you walk, love, just... Oh, it's not too long. It's exactly
Then we
right.
can put you little face.
Exactly right.
I think you've found out already how hard work television is.
Yes.
How are you going to combine that with being a mother, a wife?
And I'm hoping that if I can be very, very firm about weekends and certain evenings of the week, that the children, for instance, when the children are in school or when I'm making a movie, we always unfailingly take them out on a Wednesday evening for dinner. That's our evening together. When they're home, we always have tea in the afternoons together. We always have breakfast together. I think we can still manage those things. I think we can always manage to have our weekends together. If we're rigid about it and the children know that that's the way it's going to be, then I don't think they'll become anxious about my being away. And actually, when school begins again, they're not home till 3:30 anyway, and it'll be a couple of hours after that I'll get back from work, but it won't be too bad.
I shall be sorry to leave.
Want a barbecue on the beach tonight?
No. Yeah.
I'd love it. Okay, I'll ask again. Want a barbecue on the beach tonight?
Yeah. No. Usually. You got a date or something? I've never known any young man, especially Joe, wanted to get to bed early.
I'm tired.
Then you take a nice rest this afternoon.
No.
It's going to be a very good idea.
No, it's okay.
No, Joe, if you're really that weird.
Oh, I just suddenly...
You feel like barbecuing on the beach?
Oh, God.
It's terrific, but the sand is delicious.
I'm getting smothered.
With what?
Mustard. I need to eat this with a
At least
napkin.
the mustard matches my pants.
And what she couldn't eat, she wore. God, that sand is good. You know what's going to happen?
When?
Oh, it's not raining.
Nope.
No.
The tide is going to come in. And we will all...
It'll surround us all.
We'll find ourselves in the Transpac race.
Hey, ah!
Come on, we're going to do a round.
Blake,
Yeah.
how do you get the other end of the marshmallow cooked?
And go around the other side of the fire.
Oh. Bless you. I think Jenny and I both got the marshmallow stuck on the roof of our mouth at the same time, and neither of us could say a word. No. Look what
Charge!
Look what Jenny just did.
Would you like to spit on my marshmallow again, Jeff? Huh? Little spit?
May I?
Hey, Jenny, darling, what was the song that you two did in Ireland? Well, do it, would you? Huh?
Okay.
Come on over here, Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. Just don't set it too high, Jenny. Because I have the desk count and it gets too high for me.
You what? Here. No, I don't. It's yours.
Let me get next to Emma.
You're next to Emma.
Next to you.
I'm going to save my marshmallow as a treat till afterwards.
Okay.
You start it and I'll follow you.
Where'er you walk, cool gale shall fan the glade. Trees where you sit shall crowd into a shade. Trees where you sit shall crowd into a shade. Where you walk, cool gale shall fan the glade. Trees where you sit shall crowd into a shade. Trees where you sit shall crowd into a shade.
That's pretty.
Oh, I see. It's rather dull in town, I think. Oh, take me to bed. Well, I have to speak. It's too late.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's rather dull in town. I think I'll take me to Peru. Mrs. wants to open up the castle in Capri. The doctor recommends a quiet summer by the sea.
And the men go.
Is that me?
No, yeah.
And that's the dissolve. And this is the original key.
Yes, for now, anyway.
All I want is a room somewhere far away from the cold night air, with one enormous chair. Wouldn't it be lovely? Lots of chocolate for me to eat, lots of cold making lots of heat. Warm face, warm hands, warm feet out. Wouldn't it be lovely? Oh, so lovely, sitting absolutely still. I would never budge till spring crept over me windowsill. Someone's head resting on my knee, warm and tender as he can be, who takes good care of me. How wouldn't it be lovely, 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 lovely.
I'm Bert.
How many do you think it'll be before I get it?
This time you can. Oh, when you're doing it, first tack it on, it'll save your arm.
I'm Bert. Perhaps you've heard of me, Bert. You've had word of me jogging along, hearty and strong, living on flights of fresh air. I dress.
Oh! Thank you.
Have you been up to control?
Yes.
Want to try my hat and cane on, Jeff? Want to try my trick?
Try it, Jerry.
What? With the foot? Stick your foot out, just push it off your head and catch it on your foot.
It's on great.
I love that hat. Hi there. It's mine. You and I ought to do it.
Hi there.
No, it's Freddie.
Hi there.
I'm Bert's friend.
One.
Let's see you do it.
Jeff?
First time.
That makes me sing. Terrific, John. All my practice, and you did it the first time out. Good boy.
You've been a mother almost full-time for the last 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm. I'd like you to.
Now you're going to get a little bit of a vacation from that. And how do your children feel about it?
That's interesting. I think each child... Well, I'm not sure if each child has reacted differently. I was just going to say that each one has been different, but I know that Emma, who's our youngest, I think she's been the most anxious that I would be gone away. That I mean,
Really?
Yeah. Well, when I was most busy, she was quite young, and one of the best things about taking off for 3 years was that I was able to really spend time with her and really cement a good relationship. And now here I am, suddenly getting very busy again, and she's anxious about that. I think Jeffrey, who's the middle boy, is a little unconsciously anxious, but I think he's old enough and mature enough to know why, and to also know that I'm not going to go, that I'm really hopefully not going to stop being a mother. You know, it's harder to convince Emma of that, but Jeffrey can understand it. And I think Jenny, who's 15 and a half, is kind of stimulated by it all. You know, it just might be exciting for her too, you know. And I hope she'll come, sort of, maybe get involved once in a while and come and watch.
I'm Burlington Bertie. I'm Burlington Bertie. I'm Burlington Bertie from
that you've written a book for your daughter. Would you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's a story of a little girl and her search for happiness and a place for herself in life. And as a matter of fact, I'm almost finished with a second book, which I hope will come out fairly soon.
What is the name of the book?
The first book is called Mandy. And the second book, is called The Last of the Really Great Wangdoodles. Sorry about that. Yeah. I said, look it up in your dictionary. It's there. Well, until this television show began, I've mostly been being a mum to the children. It sounds awfully corny, but I haven't been working. I've been writing, which I enjoy very much. It's a kind of discipline that makes me feel as though I'm working each day, and yet I don't have to leave the house or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I've just written my first song. Well, actually, I've written songs before, but this is the first time that I've built up enough courage to show one to anybody. I showed it to my very dear friend, Leslie Brickus.
Just thematically,
Well,
what's it supposed to do?
Okay.
What do you want it to be, darling? I mean, is it a theme, a general theme? For
Yes, I'd like it to be a theme. It should have a kind of friendly feeling, something that could stand by itself or be used as an ending to the show, you know? And you have to tell me if you don't like it. I mean, you have to be really straight with me, Leslie.
Really straight with you, Jones.
Okay, let's
Because, you know, please don't be too kind or anything. Just a little kind.
Modesty, let's go play it.
Okay. I think I'm playing it very high, but this is the only key I can play it in. It goes... Dum, dee, da, dum, dee, dee, da, dee. Yes.
Well, I suppose you really want to know why we've asked you here tonight. It's very simple. Aside from poisoning the food and letting you know now that we have the only antidote, my wife has written a song.
Ta-da!
You have
Yeah.
Just a melody. That's where the great Brickus.
No, the thing being that I thought it would be nice to try to write a song that would fit at the end of each show. You know how there's always a song that is
played as the credits are rolling and that kind of thing.
You want something that is thematic, both to you?
I'd like it to be something that isn't quite on the nose, that isn't really a goodbye song, but that can be sung as a ballad.
That is the worst thing I ever heard. It's beautiful, darling. It's really very, very pretty. I love it.
Oh, God.
Is there no end to your talent? It's beautiful.
Oh, dear. Well, I don't know.
I see what you mean. I see what you want from it. What sort of... Do you have any idea on what you want it to say at all?
Well, if it's used at the end of the show, it should either be something that says it's time to say goodbye, or goodbye, but I'll see you soon.
Julie, try one. And then they can all head back into your lips.
Realize that we've gimmicked the picture.
Time is my friend, for every time we meet, the time we spend is tender and sweet. Sweet songs to sing and pretty words to rhyme, and memories that cling thanks to time. Quiet paths to walk and long talks to talk, and tall hills to climb, and mountains of time, and then time to go, for everything must end. I'll see you soon, I know, knowing time is my friend. It's time now to go, for everything must end. I'll see you soon, I know, knowing time is my friend.
What will your schedule be?
Well,
What does it look like?
I guess 5 days a week from certainly 9 in the morning until whatever time I finish at night.
You're going to be in for quite a time. It's not going to be easy.
You know, if I'm going to try to get Saturdays and Sundays off, then certainly with the first 2 or 3 shows, I'm going to have to work in the evenings sometimes too.
At least we'll have the beach to go to on weekends, because I'm really going to have to be a housewife for a while.
How do you feel about it? I see.
Yeah, then you start the change of tempo. And you start to hightail it out of the studio. The boys watch you go. They pick up that step, and out the studio you go.
Yes.
And the step would be something like this. And you're out the door. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Oh, I see. 1, 2,
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Because they won't have done that step yet. So what if you took the first one? 5, 4, 5. It should start on the left to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Oh, you beast! Oh, and finally, when we go to...
I see.
So we do a follow.
Okay, do it with...
This step would travel from the doors to go...
As fast as that?
Then, after that, I was going to go to... so as soon as you pick this up, to go to...
Okay.
Let's do the 16 again.
Okay.
Then we'll do a little of Burlington. All right?
Yep. You should see all the expressions I've been learning from Tony this morning, you know, steps that I never knew had names, like that's funny little sideways jump is called a flea hop or something. Now, I never knew it was called a flea hop, and I was saying this goes, so, well, we'll do a flea hop later, but we won't do that now. Hundreds of little expressions like that he kept coming up with, you know.
I love when they can give a whole dance to each other, saying, here, you do that and that.
Yeah.
Can't be a ballet russe or French ballet term, can it?
Flea hop, no, I think it's your average vaudeville act.
Do your little play with the flea.
Huh?
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I have here on my hand the most remarkable flea. She's invisible, and her name is Priscilla. Priscilla dances, ta-tum-tee-tee-tee. Priscilla sings, oh solo mio, oh solo you. Yay, Priscilla! Yeah, good for Priscilla.
I think that one of the things that should be exploited in you is the side probably that your friends know more than the people. I mean, you know, that fun side of Jules, I think, would be smashing things, isn't it? I mean, there is a little man with whom Mr. Charlie Chaplin.
Sometimes. I was going to say that what I try to do is decide what's the important thing. If I'm trying to finish the book, then I'll concentrate on that, and I won't probably do my singing practice. Right now, I'm getting in shape vocally because I know I'm going to be working on the television show.
That's how I got her. I gave Mitch yours a pencil years ago.
And she would have a variation on that. She could go D, re natural, couldn't she?
I could E natural is what I really prefer.
natural,
Yeah. No, I'm teasing.
Oh, no harm with that, but no harm in that. But she has.
What you started to sing it in?
You did it in F.
F. Well,
And it's E flat.
So I can do anything. Would you like some more?
No, thank you.
Would you?
No, thank you.
You got it? I'd love some.
Would you mind trying it for me in D?
Okay. With songs they have sung for 1,000 years. That's hard. The hills fill my heart.
Does it seem odd in this key?
It's just harder to not change gears quite so obviously. My heart wants to sing every. I would do it more on chest in that key. It would be quite
Yes. It heads toward the lower part.
That's right. Now I would sing more on chest. Also, Nelson, I haven't really started singing practice too much lately, and when I'm
You
not
may get a different
needed to
feel.
sing, I don't work my voice out. But when I do have to sing, I mean, from now on, I'll be really. By the time we get to the actual show, you pull up such a notch. I mean, everything keeps pulling up. Do you know what I mean?
Faster and higher.
Yes, and
Right.
you know that feeling too.
Yeah, very.
So.
It's funny, the wider the show
The
is
things I
stretched.
never think I can get when I'm rehearsing them, things that
Become
are too
easier
high.
when you're keyed up.
Suddenly, one could reach the mood.
But
Take a guess at a key here. We'll just see if
It seemed to sing well. Up. I want to be happy, but I can't be happy till I make you happy too. Life's pretty worth when we are worth giving. Why can't I give some to when skies are gray and you say you are blue? I'll send the sun a smile through. We want to be happy, but we won't be happy till we make you happy too.
As I was saying, I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy.
Miss Andrews?
Yes, dear.
How do we get home from here?
Oh.
What do I sing? Oh, la 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 and things like that.
Scales? You talking about scales or actual songs?
Well, when I'm practicing, I do scales and technique. It depends. If I'm kidding around with the children, it'll be something idiotic.
I like pickled onions, I like pickled lily, pickled cabbage is all right with a bit of cold beef on a Sunday night. I can go tomatoes, but what I do prefer is a little bit of cucumber. I can cucumber, a little bit of cucumber. Bum-ba-da-dum, bum-bum. I'm Henry the Eighth, I am Henry the Eighth, I am the night I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and everyone was an Henry. She wouldn't have a Willie or a Sam.
Willie Sam.
I'm an 8th old man named Henry. Henry the Eighth I am, oh blimey. Henry the Eighth I am. Any old iron, any old iron, any old iron. You look treat, talk about it, oh. You look double from your napper to your feet, dressed in style with a grand new pile and a partner's old green tie on. But I wouldn't give you chocolates for your old watch chain, old iron, old iron. Da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Oi, oi! Oh!
Here it comes one more time, Julie.
Now, see, what lyric is this?
Called Star.
Right.
Julie.
I don't know where you are,
I'll
guys.
get it. Ready, down. About it up till now. Yes.
There's a second falsetto.
Okay, now, if you can say called Star, I know where you're going from.
Okay.
It's Star. Julie and Carol again. Okay.
Let me talk hard.
It's fast on that cutoff, too, Julie.
What?
It's fast on that cutoff.
Yes, I suddenly realized it.
Andrew, show me this bow.
1, 2, 3. Well, that's about it up to now.
Thanks.
Ooh, boy.
Have you learned about the ratings game in television?
Yes, I'm not going to think about it. I think I'll let Nick worry about it
Yes.
and just try and have fun, because I'd go crazy otherwise.
Numbers are the name of the game.
Yes, good reviews don't seem to be the...
No.
I mean, a good review, you could have the best review and a terrible rating, and, out you go.
Yes.
You haven't done much television, have you? Or have you done any at all?
I've done specials, but really not much. I mean, nothing like this,
And how do you think you'll like it?
I'll let you know more about that later. I'm scared to death. I mean, when you think that, I guess I did Fair Lady on Broadway, or just Fair Lady alone, I did for 2 years on Broadway. And I think I did, like, in all, about 1,500 performances. And I could play Fair Lady for like 150 years. And that still wouldn't be as many people as will see me on that first show on television. And it's a scary thought. I guess the answer is I don't really know just yet. A lot of it's going to be trial and error. I don't even know what I might... I know what I'd like to try and come up with, which is as much... have as much fun as I possibly can, because I think if I enjoy myself, then a lot of other people will too. And I really don't know just how far I can go in comedy. And I've done it within a specified role, but I've not done it on my own. And I think... it's a terrible way to try out, but one tries out in front of a vast audience, and I guess I'll soon find out.
Isn't that sort of a gamble, then?
Horrible, yes.
I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too. Life's really worth living when we are mirth-giving. I want to give some to you. Hey, won't you join me? When skies are gray and you say you are blue, we'll send the sun shining through. Ooh, we want to be happy, but we won't be happy till we make you happy too.
And if you're not happy, if you're not pleased, if you aren't really enjoying yourself, then your audience isn't going to be.
Poppins! Ah, there you are, Poppins. One more trick like that and I'll give you a blowout in your bustle.
Talking fellas, please.
Billy?
Yes.
Is there any way of cheating that so she does that more in the camera? That's one that we're so side on, and it would be great to get her head on that,
Hey, let's have Sherry stand down, face the mark a little bit.
Down there, Dimey, terrific. One more trick like that and I'll give you a blowout in your bustle.
Julie, can you take shorter steps?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Let's hold it down, please. Huh, fellas? Give us a break.
Shorter steps? It's very hard, isn't it, Ida?
No, let...
Must
No. Billy, she can strike, can't she?
Yeah, just get there too fast. So.
Oh, all right.
She'll fill.
12-1, take 2.
Oh, I know.
Here we go.
Standing by, quietly.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Poppins! Aha! There you are, Poppins. One more trick like that and I'll give you a blowout in your bustle.
Clear? Good, Julie. That's good.
Can I hit mine just about?
That was great. Okay? What's your pleasure? All right. Now, once again, now, wardrobe change to what?
I think I'll bust a gut.
You can strike Charmoli's. You can go to wardrobe for Julie. Julie.
Sure.
May we please have Julie Andrews?
Engineering, take 5.
What is it? Asked Ben. I can't tell yet, but we'll know soon enough. Remain calm and remember what I told you earlier. Do exactly as I say. The party moved into the shelter of the tree. The sound came again, but louder this time. It really was a most dreadful noise, like 1,000 bullfrogs croaking at once, or 1,000,000 locusts swarming before an attack.
What's a locust?
A locust is, a little tiny sort of, almost like a grasshopper, and they swarm in their thousands.
And good. 4, 2, 3, let's turn. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4.
Oh! Yes. You've got a...
Balance on me.
Right. Wait. Wait a second. Oh, sorry. You want to go in, Jenny? No. Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry. I'm Bertie. I rise at 10:30 and saunter along like a top. I walk down the Strand with my gloves on my hand, and I walk down again with them on. I'm all airs and graces, correct easy paces, without boots so long I forgot where my face is. I'm burnt. I haven't a shirt, but my people are well off, you know. Nearly everyone knows me from Smith to Lord Rosebery. I'm burnt and Bertie from Bow. Oh, God, I have to sit down.
Relax. So we'll be from the top when we go. Relax a minute.
Either I'm getting too old or they ask too much. I'm not quite sure which.
Fantastic.
Okay?
Oh, you please put it down.
You've seen that.
Aren't you
on
glad
in,
you
fellas.
said- Aren't you glad you said yes to television?
Did I tell you what I said to him?
Me too.
God bless. This I do.
Me too.
French style. Oh, one for you.
Up to both of you, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Just look fantastic.
It'll be
Spill this
terrific.
tea now. I'm in dead trouble.
We have a big full house out there. The writers are all there too, so.
I don't know whether I'll do that thing with
All right, I think
It's
we're
probably
actually we're running a little late anyway.
I'm just going to say good evening and your viewers turn up and leave it at that.
Nelson's about ready to play on. All I have to do is just, well, I won't do it. Drop my finger and I'll play on.
Well, let Joe come in and just look at me and
Okay.
then I'll come
Rich
back.
has
Can we
done
get
some great
Joe?
impressions, so
Will you
we're
do
all
it?
set with
Call
him.
Joe
He's up there.
Pantano.
You know me, because I didn't even go on.
I don't know. He may have.
Come on, Joe.
I didn't question it first time around. So we got gave the mic at us and they want the dialogue.
get nervous? Oh.
You can't hate a guy who hates a gimp, you know?
I remember Jules Green once told me, he said, don't be nervous, it's only your career.
So, don't forget the first show is on the air September 13th at 10 o'clock on Channel 7. Okay? Okay, Wednesday night. Following movie of the week on Wednesday night. The Wednesday night movie of the week.
Here we go.
Thanks, love. We'll see you out on stage.
Will you?
I'm going to take you out
I'm
with me.
catching a number 49 bus right now.
Give him a cue, okay?
Miss Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews.